Ever felt like life's a game and everyone else got the cheat codes, but you? Listen up, because today we're hacking the matrix. The world gives power to those who dare to take it, not to the ones who just sit on their hands waiting. Buckle up, because we're diving into the 7 hidden laws of power they don't want you to know about. Rule number 1, control thought. Your mind, it's a battleground. Every thought about how your own brain can sabotage you. Imagine owning that battlefield instead of being its prisoner. It's not about blocking thoughts, but commanding them. It's like playing chess, not checkers with your brain. Get it together up there, and you'll move mountains. Let me ask you, what scares you the most? Spiders, heights, or maybe success? Here's the kicker. Every fear is a lie. It's a mind trick to keep you in your box. But here's your kryptonite. Kill fear before it kills your dreams. It's time to break the chains, my friend, and step into your legend. You think sex is just sex? Cleopatra didn't. She played the power game like a maestro, using her allure not for pleasure, but for power. Transformed that primal drive into an empire-building tool, and boom, you're not just living life, you're ruling it. Who knew this energy could be your secret weapon? Now picture this. You walk into a room, and all heads turn. Not because of the clothes you wear or the car you drive, but because you glow with an aura that demands notice. Command attention like you own the damn place. Why blend in when you can stand out? Be unforgettable. Presence. It's not just about being seen, it's about being felt. Gandhi walked through a crowd, and you just knew something big was about to happen. He didn't need to raise his voice to change the world. That's presence, my friend. It's magic you can wield without saying a word. Ever tried to please everyone? Exhausting, right? Detach from approval, because trying to fit in is the fastest way to get lost. Approval's a leash, cut it, and you'll find true freedom. Walk your path and watch how those who matter fall in line. You don't need a fan club to make history. Here's the twist. Real power isn't about you, it's about serving something bigger. Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., they didn't just fight for self, they fought for ideals that changed the world. Serve a higher purpose, and you won't just leave a mark on the world, you'll redefine it. Ready to serve something greater? Remember, most people stay weak because they play by the visible rules. But you're in on the secret now. Obey these hidden laws and watch as the world starts to bend to your will. The world is yours if you're ready to claim it. Time to break the chains and rise. Let's dive into Law 4, command attention. You know those people who walk into a room and every head turns? That's not luck, it's strategy. It's about being magnetic, unforgettable, and yes, a little mysterious. Steve Jobs, he mastered this. Remember his iconic presentations? People didn't just hear him, they felt him. That's the power you want. Make them lean in, not out. Ever wondered why some people have that it factor? Like, what's their secret sauce? It's called Presence Law 5. Presence isn't just being noticed, it's about altering the very air around you. Mahatma Gandhi did this on a grand scale. No weapons, just sheer presence. His presence was his power and his weapon. Could you imagine commanding a crowd without saying a word? Start with yourself and watch the world shift. Here comes the tricky one. Detach from approval, Law 6. Sounds scary, right? Trust me, it's freedom in disguise. Imagine not giving a damn about what they think. Marie Curie, she thumbed her nose at societal norms, changed science forever. Approval is a trap. Cut the leash and see how high you can fly. Are you ready to soar? Ever felt like you're running in a hamster wheel going nowhere? That's the lack of Law 7, serve a higher ideal. Power without purpose is like a rocket with no destination. Gets you nowhere. Gandhi had his ideal, freedom. Steve Jobs had innovation. What's yours? Nail this down and you're not just powerful, you're unstoppable. Here's the kicker. Most people drift. They accept good enough, but not you. You're here because you smell destiny, feel it in your bones. You're not just hunting power, You're owning it, claiming it. So what's it gonna be? Break the rules, grab the reins. The world is yours if you dare. Ready to rewrite your legacy? All right, we're in the thick of it now. You've got the first 3 laws cracking open your mind like a safe, but we're not stopping there. The 4th law is all about how you might command attention. Be honest, when you walk into a room, do heads turn? Or are you just another face in the crowd? Let's dive into this one, and it's going to feel like a scene from a movie you can't stop watching. Think about Elon Musk. Love him or loathe him, the guy's a human magnet. Why? Because he knows how to take up space, not just physically, but with his ideas. He doesn't ask for your attention, he takes it. SpaceX, Tesla, those aren't just companies, they're proclamations of rebellion. So how do you step up and command your world? Imagine walking into every room, every situation like it's yours for the taking. You can't be ignored when you've got energy that shouts, I'm here. More on becoming unforgettable next. Let me drop some Cleopatra on you. Yeah, we're going way back. She didn't just sit around waiting for power to show up gift-wrapped. Nope. She harnessed what she had, her mind, her charisma, her sheer presence, and turned it into a throne. She knew her strengths and played them like a maestro. Ever wonder if you're sitting on untapped power? What's lying dormant in you, just waiting to break free? Imagine not just playing the game, but changing the whole board. Ready to unlock that? Here comes the next twist. Now let's talk presence, not the kind you get from buying a fancy suit or car, but a visceral power you command from within. You walk in and it feels like the air itself shifts. How do you think Marie Curie managed to change the landscape of science? She stepped into a world that wasn't ready for her brilliance and blasted it wide open. She just went right in, expectations be damned. You ever feel that fire in your gut screaming at you to be bigger, louder, more? Imagine what happens when you let it roar. But wait, there's more. Approval. That sneaky little leash around your neck. We're snipping that shit. Law number 6 is all about ditching the need for a pat on the back. Ever notice how those who dance to their own tune seem to walk a little taller, live a little freer? Approval's addictive, but it's also a trap. Step out of it. Cut it loose, and watch how your world expands. Want a life that's truly yours? It starts with saying goodbye to needing everyone else's green light. Get ready for the freedom rush, but there's a catch. Keep listening. All right, don't drift. We're rounding up to the ultimate law, serving a higher ideal. Power without purpose? That's a lit match in a fireworks shop. Be real. What's your mission? Marie Curie, Elon Musk, Cleopatra. They weren't just stacking achievements for a resume. They were carving out legacies, serving visions bigger than themselves. What's burning in you? What makes you roll out of bed with a fire in your belly? Discover that, and you're not just living, you're igniting a legacy. Ready to light up the sky? Hang on, the finale's coming. Here's the kicker. Most people nod through life, lulled by visible rules. But you're in on the secret now. The universe isn't a retail store dishing out dreams on sale. It's a beast to be tamed, molded by those who dare break the mold. Don't just stand there, do something. Every choice, every moment is like planting a flag on your future. Feel that thrill? That's your power waiting to be unleashed. Are you about to make history, or are you just another footnote? The choice is yours, but tick-tock, my friend. It's game time. Picture this. You're in the middle of a spotlight, every eye locked on you. Commanding attention isn't just about being seen, it's about being unforgettable. Think of it as your superpower. Wait, did you think you needed to shout to be heard? Think again. Tune into your presence. Make silence your ally. The room should bend to your will, not the other way around. Ready to be the headline instead of the footnote? This is your moment. Remember Amelia Earhart? She didn't just fly across the Atlantic, she soared above every limit thrown her way. She faced fear head-on and made the sky her playground. You ever felt like the world's trying to ground you? Earhart didn't care what people thought. She transformed risk into revolution. That's a power move. So when are you booking your flight to greatness? Let's talk about the unspeakable, your raw, untamed energy. Harnessing sexual energy isn't about sex. It's about focus. It's the deepest drive you've got. Channel it to fuel your dreams. Sounds crazy? Ask history's greatest who turned lust into legacy. Feel your pulse quicken? That's the roar of your potential. The bigger question is, can you control it before it consumes you? Nelson Mandela didn't just break free from prison walls, he shattered mental chains. Imagine viewing a cell as an opportunity, a 27-year reflection that turned steel bars into stepping stones. Sound like something out of a movie? Nope, it's real life. The fear he killed, it set nations free. What's your prison, and are you ready to break free? Because Mandela didn't wait for freedom, he commanded it. Sick of chasing approval like a dog after a bone? Let's cut the leash. Approval's a drug, and it's time for detox. The powerful don't ask for permission, they redefine expectations. What's more important, their whisper or your roar? Detach, my friend, and watch as the world rushes to your tune. Ready to see who's really in control? Spoiler, it's you if you let it be. Gandhi didn't just lead a revolution, he became the revolution. Against an empire with peace as his only weapon. Wait, peace is power? Yup, he didn't need an army, he needed a higher ideal. A cause bigger than himself. What's your higher ideal? What would make you unstoppable? Align with it, and you won't just change the game. You'll rewrite the rules. Let's rip the Band-Aid off truth. Thought is your ultimate battlefield. A chaotic mind breeds chaos outside. Control it, and you command destiny. Sounds intense, right? That's because your mind is your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Focus isn't just about clarity. It's about cutting through the noise. Are you ready to be the master, not the pawn? Game's in your hands. Time for some raw talk. Serve a higher ideal or go down in flames. You can amass wealth and influence, but without purpose, it's all hollow. History's told us power without purpose is self-destruction, like a mansion on quicksand. So what's your mission? What will you stand for when the dust settles? Answer this, and your legacy writes itself. Close your eyes a second. Picture walking into a room, and suddenly the air changes. People stop, heads turn. You've cultivated presences. Remember that time when Elon Musk, set his sights on Mars? People thought he was nuts. But his presence, magnetic. He owns any room, any conversation. You want to do the same? Make people lean in when you speak. Because when you open your mouth, you've got something electric to say. So ask yourself, what space do you command? All right, let's rewind to a life-altering moment. Marie Curie, swimming against the currents of societal norms. Society screamed, "Stay in your lane." But did she listen? Hell no. She was too busy redefining science as we know it. That's what happens when you detach from approval. When you stop giving a damn about people's opinions, you become a force of nature. Imagine that freedom. Imagine that power. Quick, what scares you the most? Spiders? Heights? How about failure? We've all got fears, but here's the kicker. Nelson Mandela turned 27 years of imprisonment into his launch pad. Wait, what? Imprisonment as a launch pad? Yep, Mandela killed fears and used it to fuel a movement that changed the world. So what would happen if you stood up to your fears? If you looked them straight in the eye and said, "Not today, you don't own me." Let's be real for a second. You ever feel lost, like you're just floating through life? We've all been there. That's why Law 7 isn't just the cherry on top. It's the whole damn cake. Serve a higher ideal. What do you stand for? What lights a fire in your belly so fierce that nothing can extinguish it? Napoleon Hill knew something we often forget. Without a purpose, all the power in the world means nothing. So what's your higher ideal? What legacy will you leave? Attention is currency, and right now you're either broke or rolling in it. Law 4, folks. Command attention. Walk into a place and make people ask, "Who's that?" You think it's all about being loud? No way. It's about being unforgettable. Like that time Musk launched a car into space just because he could. Bam! World's attention locked in. So how will you make your mark? We're almost there. Let's talk about energy. The primal kind. No, not the motivational posters you've seen in break rooms. I'm talking about harnessed sexual energy. It's raw, it's powerful, and when directed wisely, it's transformative. The kind of energy that makes you unbeatable, unstoppable. Unleash it, channel it, and watch how it turns into raw, pure power that moves mountains. What's your mountain? And finally, the mind game. Law 1. Control thought. Back to the battlefield of the mind where every decision, every move begins. You're either the master or you're getting mastered. You choose. The mind can be your ally or your biggest enemy. So what thoughts are you letting run the show? Are they empowering, motivating, or are they anchoring you down? Decide to rule your mind and you conquer the world. Ready to step up? Now let's talk about fear. It's like that creepy shadow lurking in the back of your mind, waiting to pounce when you least expect it. But fear, it's a mirage, a paper tiger. Marie Curie knew this. Imagine being the first woman swimming against the tide in a male-dominated ocean of science. The world said she couldn't. She said, "Watch me." She killed fears by focusing on her mission, not the noise, changing science forever. So, are you letting fear run your life, or are you ready to tear it down and build your empire? Harnessing sexual energy sounds wild, right? But listen, that drive, that primal force, it's raw power. Redirect it, and you become unstoppable. Look at Napoleon Hill. He wasn't just about writing inspiring words, he lived it. He believed that if you channel that energy into something bigger, something transformative, you become the master of your destiny. So what are you doing with your energy? Wasting it or using it to fuel your dreams? Commanding attention isn't about being loud or flashy, it's about being magnetic. Think Elon Musk. The man doesn't just walk into a room, he shifts the entire atmosphere. Why? Because he never stops pushing boundaries. Every rocket launch, every electric car screams, "Pay attention." People can't help but watch. They're glued to his every move. So how do you make people look at you and say, "Wait, what's he up to next?" Now here's the kicker. Presence. It's that untouchable aura that makes people stop and take notice. Alexander the Great had it. When he stepped on the battlefield, his enemies trembled, his soldiers felt invincible. It wasn't just strategy, it was his sheer presence. He walked in and owned every inch of that space. Do you have that? Can you walk into a room and command it without saying a word? If not, what's holding you back? All right, approval. Sounds sweet, right? Wrong. It's a trap, a leash that keeps you tethered to mediocrity. Marie Curie didn't ask for permission to change the world. She gave herself approval and society had to catch up. She detached from approval like it was a suit 2 sizes too small. What about you? Are you living for likes and nods, or are you ready to cut the leash and soar? Serving a higher ideal isn't just for monks or mystics. It's the secret sauce of lasting power. Power that's not just about money or fame, but legacy. Every great leader, thinker, or doer serves something bigger than themselves. The world remembers them not just for what they did, but for why they did it. What's your why? Is it big enough to change the game? Because power without a purpose? That's a one-way ticket to self-destruction. Right now, you've got a choice. Follow the herd and stay invisible, or break the mold and make the world notice. The laws are hidden, but they're there waiting for you to discover and unleash them. The world, it's yours for the taking. So how will you start this journey? Because remember, the only thing standing between you and greatness is the story you're telling yourself. Is it time to rewrite it? Let's talk about control, baby. You think thoughts control you? Flip it. The battlefield's your mind, and you're the 5-star general. Elon Musk didn't become a space cowboy by letting doubt run the show. He stepped up, took aim at the stars, and said, "Let's go there." Who else is doing that? Nobody. Musk knows if you conquer your thoughts, you conquer the universe. Fear. How's it feel? Tight chest? Sweaty palms? Guess what? It's all lies, my friend. Fear's a con artist whispering BS in your ear. Marie Curie didn't let fear of societal norms stop her from shattering scientific ceilings. She looked fear in the eye and laughed. You can too. Imagine that, fear begging you for mercy. Okay, this one's for the grown folks. Harness that sexual energy not just between the sheets, but as a powerhouse for your ambitions. Cleopatra, she used her allure and brains to command armies and empires. That's next-level strategy. What's stopping you from using your primal drive to fuel your legacy? Command attention. Ever walk into a room and the energy shifts? Feels like magic, right? Well, it's not. It's power. You can cultivate presence like Elon and become impossible to ignore. Think about it. How can you stand out like a comet in the night sky? That's the question that leaves people lurking in your orbit. Approval is a drug and detachment is freedom. Seriously, do you want to be a puppet? Marie Curie didn't. She carved her own path while the world watched in awe. What if you stopped seeking pats on the back and instead sought your truth? Feel that tug?